Hi there, good morning. It's a rainy, cold morning. I'm sitting in my car waiting for my daughter, and thought I would share this. I came across this psalm the other day, and it was pretty packed full of powerful stuff. It's Psalm 107, and I just wanted to read a little bit of it to you, and let it encourage you as it is encouraging me. Um, okay. Therefore he brought down their heart with labor, and they fell, and there was none to help. Then they cried out to the Lord in their trouble, and he saved them out of their distresses. And he brought them out of darkness and the shadow of death, and he broke their chains in pieces. Oh, that men would give thanks to the Lord for his goodness, and for his wonderful works to the children of men. For he has broken the gates of bronze and cut the bars of iron in two. Fools, because of their transgression and because of their iniquities, were afflicted, and their soul abhorred all manner of food, and they drew near to the gates of death. Then they cried out to the Lord in trouble, and he saved them out of their distresses, and he sent his word, and he healed them all. And delivered them from their destructions. All that men would give thanks to the Lord for his goodness and for his wonderful works to the children of men. Let them sacrifice the sacrifices of thanksgiving and declare his works with rejoicing. So that's pretty powerful right there throughout this particular scripture, Psalms, and also throughout the Bible. It shows examples of God's mercy whenever we are in trouble, going through a lot, and reaching out and crying out to him, and how he answers us, and he saves us out of our distresses, and he brings us out of darkness, and he even the shadow of death. Sometimes we could be near death in many ways, whether it's illness or near a car accident, or just being downtrodden in our spirit. God can lift us out of that shadow of death. And let's see, we need to give thanks to the Lord for his goodness. It's his goodness that it's his goodness. That's the reason why we can trust him, because he's good. I don't know of anything or any being that has the goodness that the Lord has. He is the goodness in this world. And that's why we can trust him. And that's why we have hope in this world, because we know that his goodness is still here. His goodness is still on our land. It is still in our cities. It's still in our churches. It's still in our hearts. And we're surrounded by his goodness. Even though there's a lot of bad things going on, a lot of evil taking place, a lot of tragedy taking place, there is also goodness. Many people are being rescued. Many people are being healed. Many people are being led to the truth and led to a better life. A lot of people being led to good doctors. A lot of, you know what I mean? It's just as long as there's God's goodness is here, there's always going to be good things happening in this world. And he's still here, so we can trust him. We can trust that he's going to make everything, or not everything sometimes, but when he hears our cries, he is going to hear our cries, and he's going to make good of whatever's going on, because we love him. And let me see, what else does it say here? He sent his word and healed them. There's other scripture in the Bible that says the same thing. He sent his word and healed them all. Okay. God heals. He still heals today. There's miracles today. A lot of people don't believe in that because they don't witness it, but it's going on everywhere. You're just not hearing about it on the mainstream news, or should I say the lamestream news. They're not going to cover things like that, but it happens all the time. It's happening all the time. I think that should be happening a lot more in all of our churches and our houses of God and houses of worship. There should be a lot of healings going on in these churches, in our churches, in our homes, in our lives. We need to be working in those areas, in their spiritual gifts, And hopefully God's people will be growing in all those areas, because we need that. We need that kind of light that brings faith to people, that brings hope, that grabs people's attention to that God is real and He's a good God. And because there's too many lies today, right? Too many lies in our schools, our children, even lies in the churches about God, that He's not real. He's a fairy tale. He's God and His scriptures and the Word is only for people who are scared and need something, and all these lies and these lies that He's not the creator, that He's not real, He's just our imagination, and this book here is not real, and it's not, doesn't have truth in it, and these are the lies being fed to people today. And we can see what happens when people can be led astray from God and away from God, and our younger generations have been led away from God. Do you see what's happening? Do you see the violence? See the attitudes? You see the uncaringness? It's very obvious that when you take God and His goodness out, something comes back, something replaces that, and it's not good. So people need to pay attention to that. I think there's a lot of people that are seeing it and becoming concerned, and they should be concerned. We all should be concerned. So we need to be praying about that, asking God for His help and His mercy and His goodness to be with us, to be in our land, be in our country, to shine a spotlight on the truth and the lies, so people can see the lies, expose evil wherever it is and whoever it is. We need to ask God to do that for us, to help us, to have, what is that called? When you have the ability to see what's good and what's evil, when you have that sense, because sometimes people are deceived. They're just tricked into it, and they're deceived into it. But if you have that ability to know, even in your heart, in your spirit, that something's not right, something's not the truth, something is evil, then that leads you in the right direction of your thinking and of your actions. And we need to pray that our younger generations have that, our kids have that. They need that today. We need to pray for God's protection over our younger generation and our children, over our homes, over our president, and over our good leaders fighting the good fight, who are carrying that goodness of God in them, trying to fight for our country to stay free, stay a Christian nation, stay a safe nation, a good nation with no, or at least very little corruption compared to other countries. Keep us safe and protect us from becoming communist, even socialist, because socialism is just one step away from communism. If we go into socialism, it won't be long before we are communist. And the radicals also want to push us into globalism, which means that we will no longer be independent. We won't be an independent country anymore. We won't be a country anymore. It'll just be a global thing, one leadership over all nations, and we'll just become one big nation. And we know that's very dangerous. We know what will happen. Horrid things will happen. Tragedies will happen globally. It'll be a terrible thing if that is allowed. So we have to fight that and pray against that. And also a lot of other, so we've got to pray against communism, socialism. We've got to pray against globalism. We also have to pray against Islam, because their plans, their true plans, especially the high elites of the Islamic people, their true plans is to conquer and take over. even if it's through deceptive means, even if it means they have to lie to get where they need to be so that they can infiltrate any way they can. They are commanded in their Quran and all their holy books, they are commanded to conquer and to take over and to and for all non-Muslims, they are to hate them. They are to hate them. They are to kill them unless they convert. This is what's commanded, and this is the truth. And this is why we, have to be very careful. I'm not saying all Muslims are bad. I'm just saying that the core of their culture, the core of their beliefs and their religion is very dangerous, and we can't trust it. We just can't trust it. And if you're watching what's going on around the world, you will see why we can't trust it. Even in Europe, and the terrible things going on there, and the mess that is going on there. The truth, okay? That should tell you something. That should tell you what's going to happen in this country, too, if we keep allowing this to grow, and if we keep trusting it, because it's not to be trusted. We need a better way to monitor. We need a better way of securing our country, keeping our country safe from all of our enemies and all intentions that are not aligned with our intentions, not aligned with our country and our Constitution, our freedoms, our faith, our way of life. If we lose all that, we are the greatest nation in the world. We're the most powerful nation in the world. We are the ones who have been able to help other nations for many, 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 many years. And we're the only ones that have been able to do that. So if we go down, guess what? They're all going to go down, and it's going to be a terrible time. So we have to pray against that. We have to fight against that, especially in prayer. Pray always. Anyway, read Psalms 107. It's a great, great psalm, encouraging psalm. Pray for me and my family, please. We're going through some things. We need some prayer. Love you guys, and peace be with you, as always. Bye.